Stress! Let's face it, we all experience stress at some point in our life. I'm hoping that this video is going to give you some practical steps to alleviate stress and to promote relaxation. A recent study that was commissioned by the Mental Health Foundation in the UK found that 74% of adults experience stress as a result of feeling overwhelmed and unable to cope with life. 37% of adults were found to have experienced suicidal thoughts as a result of feeling overwhelmed and stressed. 16% of adults were said to have experienced self-harm as a result of feeling overwhelmed and stressed. Some psychological and philosophical teachers believe and speak of in certain reports of insanity, neurosis, disease, illness, anxiety, stress, etc., are a direct result of living in an insane society. We only have to switch on the news and some of us experience that shot of cortisol in our system. And cortisol, for those of you that don't know, is a stress hormone that is activated when we feel that we're under threat or under pressure, stress, etc. So, what does stress do to the body? When we are under stress, whether that be through financial worry, relationship problems, health concerns, the list of common factors of how stress arises is quite extensive. Enough to say that we all experience stress in some point of our life or some area of our life, and some of us experience that in all areas of our lives. And so, back to what happens to the body when we are under stress. So when we are under stress, the nervous system, which is an autonomic system, so that means that it regulates itself, it does its own job. You know what I mean when I say that we don't have to tell our body to breathe, we don't have to tell our heart to beat. It's part of the human body that is classed as autonomic, so it means that it's self-governing, it's part of the subconscious body. So this is part of our nervous system that regulates itself, okay? So when the body and the brain feels that it is under threat, cortisol, the stress hormone, is released into the body and the sympathetic nervous system is activated, and this is also known as the fight or flight response. So messages that go through to the cells and to the body is very much about preserving energy because we are under attack. So whether we're having thoughts about not being able to make the rent this month, or health concerns about how we're feeling or how a family member is feeling, or a relationship issue, we're still sending those signals to the body that we are under threat and stressed. And gone unrecognised for a while, it can build up to severe anxiety, and then left untreated and unrecognised further down the line can result in further illness and dis-ease. So what happens to the body when we're stress-free? And this is the bit I'm interested in, and I'll get to more into it as we go on. So when we're stress-free, when we're relaxing, the part of the body that is activated is called the parasympathetic nervous system, and this is also autonomic, so it's self-governed also, but this is also known as the rest and digest system because it's when we're resting and when we've digested food that we tend to be at our most relaxed. So when this part of our system is activated through our nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, our cells go into what's called healing mode. So our body has an ability to heal itself. Just as we might have a cut, we'll notice that if we keep it covered and clean, the body will miraculously heal itself. The body does that inside as well as topically on the skin. So when we're relaxed, we actually assist our body in its natural mechanism of self-healing. And also we send important messages to our brain and to our body that it's okay, we don't have to conserve energy, I'm safe, I'm secure, I'm resting and digesting. So the purpose of me doing this video is to show you how to access that very system. So there's a way that we can access the parasympathetic nervous system and instantly alleviate stress in all areas of our life. As I mentioned earlier, there are lots of common factors that can be contributors to stress, but stress left untended to and cared for can result in illness, disease, and just wreak havoc in our life, really. So the way to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the self-healing mechanism, is through the breath. So what we do is we imitate the body's natural breathing pattern when we're relaxed. And how that works is that the exhalation is far longer than the inhalation. So I'll show you now. So a nice way to start is to breathe in for 3 seconds, breathe out for 6 seconds. And it is instant. It is literally turning a switch from being stressed to relaxed. And the more we do this, the more we send positive messages to our body that we're okay. And what happens is that we're able to use more resources that are within ourselves and externally as a result of us being in a calm and collected state. I think there's been a misconception in regards to how breathing exercises are related to relaxation, and that's it. Everybody needs to relax in order to, maintain a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy emotions. So my suggestion is that when you're faced with things that perhaps may cause worry and anxiety, to take a moment to pause. Take a moment to sit with your body and to sit with your breath, and just focus on your breath going in and out, and making sure that your exhalation is longer than your inhalation. So make sure that you breathe out for longer than you breathe in. It may seem simple and quite rudimentary and that it won't work, but believe me, this does work. This is backed up by various studies, and there's absolutely loads about this, but it's not really commonly told or shared. So I wanted to come on here and share that with you, really, that if and when you do experience stress, worry, concern, anxiety, remind yourself that you have the power within yourself to switch those feelings to a different experience. One of my favourite quotes by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, commonly known as Thay to his beloved devotees. Well, I love loads of his quotes, but one that's significant to what we're talking about here is feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breath is my anchor. And if you notice that the sky is always changing its scenery, it's never the same pattern. And it's very much the same with feelings and mental states. Our thoughts, they come and go very quickly, but feelings, sometimes it's hard to remember that feelings are temporary and that everything in life is temporary. And it's our very breath that enables us to overcome the challenging aspects of life. Lao Tzu, another spiritual and philosophical teacher, said that the hardest thing in the universe can be overcome by the softest thing, meaning that the most hardest things that we experience in our life can be overcome by the softest thing, which is our breath. The breath is our very sacred life force. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you could let me know what you found helpful. I'm going to be doing more of these videos, sharing some healthy tips about how to relax and how to look after yourself better. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate any comments, and if you've got any other tips to help other people promote relaxation in their life, I'd really appreciate if you could leave the comments below. And I'm sending you all so much love, and may you all relax more. Lots of love. Bye for now.